Hi everybody, welcome back to another CYT-Crypto episode. My name is Stephen Aitchison, and today we're going to be looking at the markets. And I thought it was going to be a really down day because I was looking at the news this morning. And I thought, oh shit, this is going to be a down day today. It's not going to be a good show. But then Bitcoin started going up. So a piece of good news about kind of Bitcoin. So it started going up. It went up about $200 from its low this morning when it got up. And kind of went up since. So we'll be looking at that as well, see where it could go from here. Is this just a bounce and it's going to go back down again? We don't know, obviously. So before we start, crush the likes, everybody. Go down to the like button just now and just grow this channel as well. And I want to thank, I think it's Bungles. I don't know what his name is now. He's changed his name in the kind of premium group as well. Bungles, I think it is. But tell me about the hashtags. I've never really used the hashtags in the videos, but I've used them now, so I'll see if that kind of makes a difference to the channel as well. So thanks for that as well. If you know how to grow a YouTube channel, let me know as well. Obviously, it's just grown organically. I just kind of put out the content and it's grown organically. And we grow a wee community, which we're doing, which is brilliant. So thanks for everybody who's subscribed. If you're not subscribed already, subscribe. Get the ebook as well, the 5 Hidden Gems. That could kind of 30x in 2019. That's down below the link in the description as well, so make sure you grab a copy of that as well. Somebody had a problem downloading that, but I've checked out, everything seems to be okay. So hopefully everybody else is getting it, so check your spam box as well if you can't get it straight away. Okay, I'm just going to see if we're live, make sure everything's up and running okay. Yep, we are, so just jump over to the chat, see who we have in. For live, make sure everything's up and running okay. Yeah, we're good, we're good. We have Andreas is in the house this morning. James, Oklahoma, welcome back to you. Good to see you, James. One of our brilliant admins. Glad to be back on another live. Been missing the routine. Yeah, we're back into the routine, well, at least until Christmas and New Year. Ad for Hagen is in the house. Richard Cooper is in the house. RC in the house. BABB is in the house. Mike D, one of our brilliant admins as well, is in the house. Good morning to you, Mike. Hope you're doing well, mate. Stephen King, Gareth Basage, Honest Crypto Journey is back with us. Good to see you. Rafi Bogosian. Jean is in the house. George Charles, Alex Jug, Mervyn Skidmore, Andy Grant, Christian Paulo Castillo. Good afternoon from the Philippines. And Ross Davison is in the house as well. Good to see you, Ross. A couple of new names there. Okay, so we'll be looking at Bitcoin first of all. What the hell is it doing just now? So this is looking at Bitcoin USD price on Bitstamp. I'm just going to make that the kind of standard unless we're looking at USDT price. But we have it on Bitstamp. Just make sure we're on. There we are. So we've seen this kind of trend line and it kind of broke down below the trend line. We said yesterday if it breaks down below 3,900 then it's going to go lower, and it did go lower just as I was looking at making calls yesterday, and it started breaking down. I thought, oh, sugar. So I didn't make any calls yesterday because it started breaking down. It looked as if it was going to go down to 3,600 and it went down to 3,732. We'll just look at the hourly chart just now. So it started going, it went down to 3,730 and then climbed nearly $200. Well, it was $240 and kind of broke that resistance line, what was now resisting 3,900. So it's back in that zone. So is it going to keep 3,900 as a support line and bounce back up off that? Is it just going to come straight back down? Obviously we don't know what's going to happen there, so that was a bit of a shockeroonie. With it going up $200, I expected it to, once it broke this kind of 3,900 level, I thought it was going to go down to 3,600, which is kind of this line here, round about here, 3,600, and it's on its way down to, we'll just look at the daily, on its way down to 3,200, and then possibly lower than that as well. So we haven't done that yet. We have not done that yet, but it might still happen, or you never know, this could be a bounce. Looking on the daily chart, we're still within that support area of 3,900. We're still in there just now looking at the daily chart. And the weekly chart looks interesting as well. Again, we're still within that support area. We're round about that 78% retracement area as well. We just kind of move that up a bit to where it should be. Yeah, we're bang on the retracement area. So I spoke about the 78% retracement. We'll just kind of zoom in on that, and you can see we're bang on, nearly kind of bang on the 78% retracement. I'm just going to zoom a little bit more. So we need to wait and see what happens with that. This is on the weekly chart as well, but it's on a low on the weekly. I'm just trying to zoom on that and just take this off. That doesn't apply, that's a short term thing. And so we're kind of bang on the support level there as well, about 3,900. So we still might have a chance of this going up. I expected this to go up for the end of the week, but when it broke down below 3,900 yesterday, I thought, sugar, we're going down to 3,600, then 3,200, then psychological support of 3,000. But we've not done it yet. So that's good. That's good news. So a bit of good news today. Just go back to the chat, see who else is in. Marcus Jafari has joined us. Chris Noble, Mervyn Skidmore. Don't understand the price drop yesterday. Guess TA ain't everything. TA is not everything. I've been saying that for, well, since I started the channel. Short-term TA, I think, is good, or good enough for trading, but not long-term TA. But yeah, TA is not everything. You just cannot, nobody can tell, and it's never going to be 100% correct either. So G-Slick is in, IoT Financial is in as well. Okay, so just look at the overall markets just now. I go to CoinMarketCap. We have market capitalization down slightly at 129 billion. I think it was 130 billion yesterday. Bitcoin dominance is up slightly to 53.9%. And you can see Bitcoin here just over, this is on CoinMarketCap, just over the 4,000 level. This is an aggregated kind of price across all platforms. So it's back up over $4,000 according to CoinMarketCap, which is good. Who's the winners? Freecoin, 187%. Never heard of them. Never heard of them. But look at the volume, 1,449. So that's not good. Factum is up 27% on good volume. Odom is up. PundiX is up at last. Binance Coin is up to $5.55. 8.6%. Arc, Waves, Dogecoin, Theta, not that much up, but still in the green, which is good. How many is in the red percentage wise? Probably about 60% in the red, or 50-50 red and green. We'll go to the next 100. See what's happening with the projects between 101 and 200. Particle is up. That's up 49% on good volume as well. Close that. Credo is up 35%. Credits, Nectar, Bosscoin, Energy is up as well, 10%. So they're all in double digits. Who is down? Boogyara Coin. Never heard of them either. 31% down. Model Loyalty, Singularity Net, Pillar, Sign Labs Token, Telcoin, Storage, Arbitrage. A lot of them had a run up, so they're coming back down again. Not so much in double digits, so that's not that bad. I'm just going to view all, and we'll look at who's the highest over the last kind of 24 hours over everywhere. So it's not just the top 200. Look at that, just take a wee bit of time to load, maybe. Maybe not. 24 hours. That's taking ages, man. Oh, there we go. Fidelium up 400%. Have to look at the volume, 900. So we just discount that straight away. Robet is up 94%. Get rid of this, man. is up 94%. That's on decent volume, 53%. 42,000, sorry, 53,000 it was. Model X coin is up 68% on 42,000 volume. Particle up 50% on 319,000 volume. Real Tracked is up 39% on 1.3 million volume. That's good. RET. Wit Chain is up 35%. And Numeraire is up 30%. That's a good price for Numeraire as well, $3.40. If you look at the kind of circulating supply, 1.3 million. I used to trade in and out of them quite a bit. Factum is up as well. So you have to look at that, look at the volume when you're kind of looking at the highest priced ones, or the highest movers, the highest gainers as well. If we look at kind of 7-day chart as well, 4,000% for Freecoin is up 4,000%, but look at the volume, 1,500, so you can't count that at all. Cycling is up 214% on 51,000 volume. Bezant is up 124% on 500,000. Olive up 108%. So there's still money to be made in the markets if you're trading, but it's difficult to find these. Obviously we just kind of do it on Binance, because if we're kind of looking at these, we'd be all over the place with the different exchanges. That's why we just kind of trade on Binance in the premium group. We don't just trade on Binance, but that's where I make the calls for. And it's good. You can still make a lot of money on Binance as well. Let's go back to chat area. Peter J is in the house. Monkey Magic is in. Ajmal Salim is in this morning. Mark Innes, hello Stephen, his brilliant team. Thank you very much, Mark. Good to see you, buddy. Mohammed Abdullah is in. Like button smash. G-Slick, thanks very much, G-Slick. Kin is up. Thank goodness. Been talking about Kin for ages, so is it finally up? Up 6%. Or up 8% in ETH. That's good to see. Excellent. There's good volume as well. And double the volume. So that is good to see. I know a lot of people are into Kin just now. Factum keeps going up and up. Yeah. And some kind of moves being made there. Mohammed, all altcoin are overbought in 1 day chart. It means these will go down again. What do you say about it? Not necessarily. I don't think they're all overbought either. If you look at a lot of the altcoins, they're all in kind of oversold and kind of positions. A lot of them. So you can't say all for everything, because a lot of them are still heavily kind of oversold just now, or in the oversold territory if you're looking at the RSI, if that's what you're going by. Okay, so we'll look at some of the news. So Bitcoin futures on Nasdaq confirmed by company executive to be launched in first half of 2019. And we kind of go whap to do's, who cares about that? Because it means if Bitcoin futures, obviously you can short them and you can long them as well. So it is a big thing for the sake of this getting adopted. More and more people are getting into crypto. The institutional investors are getting into crypto as well. But it's not custodial. It's not, so it's not going to be taken out of the market. Bitcoin's not going to be taken out of the market. Just like kind of the other exchanges as well for the futures. So earlier this week, rumours emerged that Nasdaq, a securities exchange considered only second to the New York Stock Exchange, will launch futures contracts for Bitcoin. This has now been confirmed by the Vice President of Nasdaq's media team, who has stated that contracts will be listed and launched in the first half of the year. So this puts it in the same time frame as the launch of ICE's backed futures contract for Bitcoin. This contract was previously claimed to be the saving grace of Bitcoin, as it was slated for launch in early December. However, it has now been postponed for launch to the tail end of January. So I don't believe it's the same as custodial, so it's not the same as backed. And just correct me if I'm wrong there. Will be listed and launched in the first half. We're just waiting to go ahead. CFTC being enough work put into this academic. Blah blah blah. No, I don't believe it's a custodial service. So it's totally different from backed as well. This was kind of big news. ETCdev. This is a lot of people kind of getting confused with this as well. This is not ETC kind of shutting down. Obviously, this is ETCdev and they're shutting down. So this is a development firm behind Ethereum Classic. So it'll be shutting down immediately. ETCdev has struggled to raise sufficient funds in order to continue its operations. The company, which had been in operation for 2.5 years, said its financing issues partly stem from crypto market downturn. So ETCdev's founder and CEO Igor said on Twitter earlier today that they had no choice but to shut down immediately. A shortage of ready cash and a drop in the value of company's crypto assets meant ETCdev was no longer financially secure. The company had appealed to members of the community as well as external investors for additional funding, but it was not enough to meet its short-term needs. So Ethereum Classic received a boost during the summer when it was listed on Coinbase. ETC tokens, which had benefited from last year's bull run, shot up. The coin's total value went up to over 600 million, but like many other cryptocurrencies, the last few months haven't been kind to ETC price at all. I think it's down to about $4.50 just now. So this is only one of the firms that's behind Ethereum Classic. So it doesn't mean Ethereum Classic is going down altogether. It's just one of the firms, a dedicated development company. So it will be a blow for Ethereum Classic, but it doesn't mean to say Ethereum Classic is going away. So we'll have to remember that as well. But it is a blow to Ethereum Classic. And I've kind of sold out in mine as well. I was dollar cost averaging in. So I've sold out mine just now. I'm not going to hold on to them just now, just to see what's happening with Ethereum Classic. So that's not good news for Ethereum Classic. Just where is Ethereum Classic just now? Down 7%, $4.69 it is at the moment. You can see there it was up to $5.19. That's $4.69 at the moment. So not good news for Ethereum Classic, unfortunately. This was a piece of news as well. Critical NEO bug allows hackers to remotely steal crypto. So NEO, a major cryptocurrency with a market cap in excess of 500 million and USD 100 million, blah blah blah, apparently has a critical bug that allows hackers to remotely steal cryptocurrency. Tencent Security Labs, the security branch of Chinese internet giant Tencent, identified this bug and has issued guidelines on how to patch it to avoid losses of cryptocurrency. So I'll kind of put a link to this in the comments for you as well, so you can check this out. So when a user starts a node on the NEO network with the default configuration, they are at risk of hackers stealing the cryptocurrency remotely. NEO is a blockchain platform that's popular for developing scalable decentralized applications, dApps, much like Ethereum. The bug can be patched though by upgrading to the most recent version of NEO client program. So avoid using the RPC function and modifying the address of bin address in the configuration file to 127.0.0.1. So we'll have to be careful when we're kind of doing that as well, and just check on your NEO wallet, and I'll put a link to this in the comments for you, as I said as well. Coinbase has free PayPal withdrawals for fiat currencies. So recently Coinbase has been making some stealth-like moves in the industry after launching its OTC trading desk for institutional customers. Without a big announcement, the exchange has now quietly added free PayPal withdrawal facilities for its users. So the quiet update of the Coinbase platform now allows users to withdraw their funds in fiat currencies to their PayPal accounts, which is a good thing. The feature is provided to the users free of charge, and Coinbase did not make any major announcements on this via their Medium blog or Twitter accounts. However, eligible users have been sent emails regarding the same, and they have set up a PayPal FAQ page on their website. So this is good news as well, that can go straight into your PayPal account. This is news from ccn.com, but it's kind of old hat now because it started going up again. And this was something from CoinJournal. At least 77.6% of Bitcoin mining powered by renewable energy. I don't know if that's quite true, but I thought it was interesting. I'll just kind of post that link for you as well. It's not a big piece of news. Okay, so we'll look at some of the smaller ones we've been looking at over the last few months. I'll go to the 4 hourly. BABB. So BABB is going to be coming out with news hopefully within a couple of weeks. We don't know what the news is. We can only speculate. We don't know what it is yet, but it's pertaining to the token backs. So we can only speculate as to what that news is going to be, but BABB is doing okay. You can see here it's up at 11 Satoshi at the moment. We'll just look at the kind of order book just now. Order book to sell at 11 Satoshi is only 4 million, which is less than half a Bitcoin. Orders to buy at 10 Satoshi is 44 million, which is 4.5 Bitcoin. So the order books are looking good on KuCoin, or looking decent on KuCoin. So you've got a big kind of wall there, a buy wall at 10 Satoshi, which is good to see. And a buy wall at 9 Satoshi as well, should it go below that. And the sell wall is relatively small. So that's good news for BABB. So we'll just wait and see what BABB come out with as well. We'll look at Metamorph. They're coming out with news all the time. They're up to 168. They did fall. You can see that sharp fall there. Down to 103 and straight back up again. So they're back up to 168 at the moment. Still low, but it's definitely not the lowest it has been. So it's still low compared to where it was, up to 450. So good price for Metamorph. Yeah, I do think so. Still like Metamorph, and they're bringing out updates all the time and adding new tokens onto the platform as well, which is good. So we'll just look at Metamorph. I think they're down to about 500,000. 437,000. So for me this is kind of a steal. But not financial advice, do your own research and all that. But under $500,000 for the market capitalization, ranked 944. I just think this is going to be really, really big. Could be really huge. So I'm not really caring about the price going down just now. It's up 6.5%, but I'm not caring about it kind of going down. I'll just kind of try and pick up more as we go along as well. So I still think that's a steal. Digitex futures, what's happening with Digitex? Futures just now 1,098 at the moment, so it's just kind of trading sideways at the moment for Digitex. How do you do? We'll look at that. Bitcoin has gone up to 642 Satoshi at the moment, so it's climbed back up. It did fall to as low as 390, so that was almost like a flash crash there, and it kind of came right back up again. So yeah, 642 it is just now. And if you consider, since it went on, its all-time high is 873, it's easily going to surpass that. Easily going to surpass that. And then some. I'll look at how do market cap to about 2.5 million, 2.3 million market capitalization. And if you look at kind of Mithril, where they are just now, that's kind of comparison to Howdo. They're at 44 million. So 20 times, 21 times where Howdo are just now. So it just shows you the potential if Howdo get it correct. And I believe they have, and they will, and they're doing everything correct just now. They're doing it all the right way and just running campaigns just now, marketing campaigns, which is a good thing. So that's good to see. So just look at Howdo. You can see how many users have got kind of signed up. Is it still giving us the details? 33,000 sign-ups and counting just now. So that's the number of people that have signed up for it. So yeah, still like Howdo very, very much, and believe that is a big gainer for the future as well. And we'll go back and look at who's doing well on Binance just now. OST is up 10% at the moment. That's on a weekly chart. We'll just look on the 4-hourly chart, like the 4 hours. So it's kind of crossed over there at 572, now up 753, so it's up about 50% from when it crossed over. Waves is going up as well. You can see that's a beautiful line just kind of going straight up there as well. I think that's one of the best charts I've seen in a while, since the kind of crossover at 25,000 up to 41,000 just now, and it's just gone up and up and up. If we look at it in the big micro picture or macro picture, we can see it's nowhere near its all-time high. So still a few to go. Still another about 150% to go to get to its all-time high. But look at this, it's just looking like a beautiful chart there. 4 hours, ADEX as well, or ADEX. Coming back down again, but it has been, you can see that big rise up. And what was the kind of percentage? 60-70%. Theta's also had a big huge rise up. You can see that kind of went up 184% before coming back down. So that could be due a bounce here actually. Theta might be a good one to get in on. Just now it looks as if it's going to bounce from here. So even if we get to kind of these levels, 2,240, what would be the bounce? So it could be due for a 30% bounce. So Theta token might be a good one to get into just now. No financial advice, do your own research and all that. WePower starting to kind of climb as well. There's our Pundy X. Pundy X, yes, up to 19. And it did get up to 20. So that's starting to move as well. We'll just look at the lowest Satoshi value coins. Hot, I think that went up to 14 as well. Pundy X has gone up. Dent is going up at the same time. Good. Encash, that was one of the ones I thought was going to go up as well. At these prices, I think this could double quite easily and quite quickly. Coin, Key, or Self Key, MFT, all these low value ones under 100, they're going to go up 200, 300% when Bitcoin starts rising for real. And we'll just look at Bitcoin just now and again. XBTC, no, go to BTC USD. Bitstamp. In fact, we'll just add that to that list. Bitstamp, so we've always got it there. So there we go. So currently sitting at 3,948 at the moment. Go to the hourly chart because it's quicker moving. 8 o'clock, so that should just be changing over just now in about a minute or two. So 3,950. Let me just refresh that. It's not changed over just now, but will change over. Okay, so I'm just going back to chat. I still hold a big bag of kin for the long term on his crypto journey. Good, I still think they are going to do good for the long term. Scott Greenplate is in. Good morning to you, Nick 747. Bitcoin has had more hits than Elvis Presley. Yeah. Aloysius de Klerk is in. Good morning to you. Char Dan, never seen you for ages. Morning, Stephen. Everyone locked in, 50 watching and only 15 likes. Sort out and smash likes. Yeah, go down to the like button and smash those likes. Crush the likes, everybody. Crush the likes. If everyone who holds Bitcoin gave half their holdings to people who don't, we'd be able to create mass adoption instantly. Yes. Would you give half your Bitcoin away? The only problem is that people are greedy and would fear that it would lose out. Think about it. The value would shoot through the roof, making the remaining half even more valuable than the original 100% of their holding. Gareth Passage is saying OST. OST, BTC. Yeah, it's kind of going up as well. That's up 10%. Crossed over. Oh, that's what we're looking at. Yeah, did I say something wrong? Yeah, I must have mentioned a different name or something. Pundy, LOL, near sold yesterday at 16. Excellent. So you kept it. That was good, Gene. FuseX, FXT. I guess that would be on the smaller one. FXT. Let's look at the charts. Oh, it's gone down. Way down. Way down. 78 Satoshi. Down as low as 61. Don't know about. I think we've looked at FuseX before. I think somebody has mentioned that. FXT. Yeah, we have looked at that before. Very briefly. 2.9 million. up 3%, it's in there. A big drop, big drop. CryptoDread, here I am, floated it up, and here, sorry I've been gone, man. Good to see you, CryptoDread. Haven't seen you for ages. What time is it over there? 4 o'clock in the morning. Bernard Roland is in. Ronald, sorry I keep saying Roland. Hey Steve, how do you, Bernard? Sorry about that. High Points Drifter. Steve, what's the website you're using to look at the charts? There's two websites. I've got tradingview.com. That's to look at the mainstream charts. And the other ones, the smaller ones, is coinsignals.trade. I'll just kind of put the link in for you. I'll put it in chat and I'll put it in the comments as well. So that's for the smaller ones, but it's tradingview.com is the other one you have to sign up to if you're looking for extra features for TradingView. Well worth the money. Well worth the money. I'm not even going to do an affiliate link or anything, but I would just say sign up for TradingView if you're trading regularly. So I hope that helps. High Plains Drifter, Crypto Don Juan, good morning to you as well. Good to see you, buddy. High Plains Drifter, thank you. Okay, what else can we look at? We've covered the news, we've done everything there. Yeah, I've done all that. Just make sure I've got all the news in. Coinbase, done. Sorted. And that's this is where I get my news from. Crypto Panic, as well as, and a lot of people send me some news as well. MT, who used to be one of our Brown admins as well, and still keep in touch with him. He's sent me a couple. He's got a good Twitter feed as well if you want to check out MT. He sent me a couple of news stories as well, and as does James Oklahoma as well. He sends in some news stories as well, which is good. So thank you very much for that. I really appreciate it. And this is on KuCoin. Kind of look to that as well. I'm just going to go over. I'm going to look at AdBank just now. Not looked at AdBank in a while. I think they're doing good things. Oh, it's under 1 million. WAP. Oh wow, that's mental. 30 Satoshi. AdBank are going to be huge, I believe, as well. Almost 723,000, that's criminal. I'm just going to look at a few others, just bear with me a wee second. I'll look at my portfolio. So I use cointracker.com. I'll put a link to CoinTracker as well for you. This is a great one for checking your portfolio, although it doesn't give you the details on when you sell, etc. But it's a good one for just checking on the current state of your portfolio. Yeah. BitDegree, I'm going to have a look at them. So just check on BitDegree. BitDegree, 1.2 million they've gone down to as well, and they were as high as, there's a market cap, as high as, I think it was 89 million, now down to 1.2 million. Crazy stuff. These are all the ones that are going to kind of hopefully 100x in 2019, 2020, that's the kind of ones I've been looking at there. BitDegree, AdBank, Metamorph, excited about that. Howdo as well, BABB. So these are the ones we're kind of looking at. We're still looking at, always looking for hidden gems as well. So if you've got any hidden gems, put them in the comments down below and we can certainly check them out. I know we've kind of spoke about a lot of them. Gene, high spirits this morning, Stephen. Good to see you. Another brilliant show. Thank you very much, Gene. Really appreciate that. Roderick Winchester is in. Good morning from North Carolina. Another one that's up at 4 AM. What's the importance of BABB being on Blockfolio? It just means it gets more exposure. So if it's on Blockfolio, because a lot of people use Blockfolio, so it gets more exposure for being on Blockfolio. Plus Blockfolio announced that the BABB is going to be kind of on it as well, so it's good for exposure. Nothing really more than that, to be honest. It's not going to get any more people, apart from the exposure it gets and people checking it out and then thinking this could be really good, checking out channels, checking out YouTube videos as well. So it's all brilliant for BABB for an exposure point of view. So from a branding point of view, it's brilliant marketing for being on Blockfolio. Benjamin K is in. Morning Steve, bit late but better than late than never. Yes, yes indeed. Alex Jug, Crypto Panic is great, also good to track portfolio. Yeah. Oh, so I've never, for Crypto Panic to check portfolio. Ah, so I've got a portfolio section. So I've never used that kind of side of it, I just always use it for the news. And this is media news. Yep. I think that's it for today, everybody. If you can think, so if you can think of how to make this channel better, how would it best serve you as well? I know we've got the premium group, we've got the free group as well, but how would you make this channel better? Obviously I'm looking to grow, but I don't really care if it grows or not because we've got a good community, but I'd still like it to grow. But it's not for fame or anything and to become famous or anything like that, but I'd still like it to grow, obviously, as well. So if you can think of anything that would help this channel grow, or you can think of some features I could add or something I could do, anything at all from the small bits can make a big difference. So if you can think of anything, let me know, because obviously I don't focus too much on crypto because I've got the other side of the business, which is a big kind of side I really need to focus on. This for me is, I love talking about crypto, I love talking to you about crypto, and I love kind of looking at the charts as well. But I can't spend all day on it. It'd be brilliant if I could do this kind of full time, but I love what I do on the other side of the business as well, teaching social media and social media kind of branding and stuff like that as well, and got a social media agency for people who can afford me as well. So that's a big kind of side of the business. This is another side of the business, but it's like a kind of hobby that I've really got into, if that makes sense, and hopefully I know a lot about as well. Atif Mahmood, hi Steve, do you consider it a big dump when the announced ETF is not approved this year? No, I don't think a lot of people are bothered about the ETF, to be honest, and can lead to last bloodbath dropping Bitcoin to 3,000 or below. Bitcoin could go below 3,000. I think a lot of us in our minds just now are expecting a drop, or it wouldn't kind of shock us if it dropped to 3,000, because we've seen it. It shocked us when it dropped from 6,500 down to 4,000. It shocked us then, but it wouldn't shock us, I don't think, if it dropped to 3,000 or 2,800. I don't think it would shock us anymore, because we're just expecting it to go back up later on. So whatever happens, doesn't matter. It doesn't really matter. I don't think the ETF announcement, if they can announce, or the announcement that's not going to be there this year, and I don't think it will be, I don't think that's going to make that much of a difference, to be honest. SpaceX live launch on YouTube. Excellent. Have an awesome day, everyone. Aloysius de Klerk. Give away shitcoins for a prize or something. LOL. Yeah. CryptoBot ARB. Haven't checked out that. We're just closing down for the day. Okay, that's it for today. If you can think of anything, if you're watching this on replay and you think to make the channel better, let me know. Anything at all, just open to ideas for that. Somebody kind of mentioned doing the hashtags, which I've never done before, so I've just kind of done that today. We'll see if that kind of helps the channel as well. But thanks for your suggestion, really appreciate it. And that's it for today. And thank you very much for joining me for crypto and some coffee. And I'll see you same time, same place tomorrow. And I'll be doing, if Bitcoin kind of remains stable, I'll be kind of looking at the charts again and seeing what's happening with some calls on Binance as well. Okay, until next time, namaste. Take care. Bye now.
Here's to the crazy ones, the misfits, the rebels, the troublemakers, the round pegs in the square holes, the ones who see things differently. They're not fond of rules, and they have no respect for the status quo. You can quote them, disagree with them, glorify or vilify them. About the only thing you can't do is ignore them, because they change things. They push the human race forward. While some may see them as the crazy ones, we see genius. Because the people who are crazy enough to think they can change the world are the ones who do. Here's to the crazy ones, the misfits, the rebels, the troublemakers, the round pegs in the square holes, the ones who see things differently. They're not fond of rules, and they have no respect for the status quo. You can quote them, disagree with them, glorify or vilify them. About the only thing you can't do is ignore them, because they change things. They push the human race forward. While some may see them as the crazy ones, we see genius. Because the people who are crazy enough to think they can change the world are the ones who do. Here's to the crazy ones, the misfits, the rebels, the troublemakers, the round pegs in the square holes, the ones who see things differently. They're not fond of rules, and they have no respect for the status quo. You can quote them, disagree with them, glorify or vilify them. About the only thing you can't do is ignore them, because they change things. They push the human race forward. While some may see them as the crazy ones, we see genius. Because the people who are crazy enough to think they can change the world are the ones who do. Here's to the crazy ones, the misfits, the rebels, the troublemakers, the round pegs in the square holes, the ones who see things differently. They're not fond of rules, and they have no respect for the status quo. You can quote them, disagree with them, glorify or vilify them. About the only thing you can't do is ignore them, because they change things. They push the human race forward. While some may see them as the crazy ones, we see genius. Because the people who are crazy enough to think they can change the world are the ones who do. Here's to the crazy ones, the misfits, the rebels, the troublemakers, the round pegs in the square holes, the ones who see things differently. They're not fond of rules, and they have no respect for the status quo. You can quote them, disagree with them, glorify or vilify them. About the only thing you can't do is ignore them, because they change things. They push the human race forward. While some may see them as the crazy ones, we see genius. Because the people who are crazy enough to think they can change the world are the ones who do. Here's to the crazy ones, the misfits, the rebels, the troublemakers, the round pegs in the square holes, the ones who see things differently. They're not fond of rules, and they have no respect for the status quo. You can quote them, disagree with them, glorify or vilify them. About the only thing you can't do is ignore them, because they change things. They push the human race forward. While some may see them as the crazy ones, we see genius. Because the people who are crazy enough to think they can change the world are the ones who do. Here's to the crazy ones, the misfits, the rebels, the troublemakers, the round pegs in the square holes, the ones who see things differently. They're not fond of rules, and they have no respect for the status quo. You can quote them, disagree with them, glorify or vilify them. About the only thing you can't do is ignore them, because they change things. They push the human race forward. While some may see them as the crazy ones, we see genius. Because the people who are crazy enough to think they can change the world are the ones who do. Here's to the crazy ones, the misfits, the rebels, the troublemakers, the round pegs in the square holes, the ones who see things differently. They're not fond of rules, and they have no respect for the status quo. You can quote them, disagree with them, glorify or vilify them. About the only thing you can't do is ignore them, because they change things. They push the human race forward. While some may see them as the crazy ones, we see genius. Because the people who are crazy enough to think they can change the world are the ones who do. Here's to the crazy ones, the misfits, the rebels, the troublemakers, the round pegs in the square holes, the ones who see things differently. They're not fond of rules, and they have no respect for the status quo. You can quote them, disagree with them,